As the virtual reality is the new normal, we are going virtual. We have brought together some amazing conversations from eminent personalities, their life stories before you. Hi and welcome to the Reena D'Souza Show. On today's episode, I am having a conversation with the world champion of public speaking 2015, Mohammed Al Khatani. So thank you so much, Mohammed Al Khatani, for taking time out and joining us on the Reena D'Souza Show. It's a pleasure having you with us. And I am not going to kill the time. I'm just going to come straight to the point and tell me. I've read this in an article that you weren't able to talk. You were born mute and you started talking after the age of 6. So how did you embrace this challenge in your life and moved on?
I don't really remember much of my childhood, but I've been told by my parents that I didn't really speak much when I was 5 or 6 years old. However, my first memory is when I was at first, I think it was first grade or second grade, and the teacher walked in and he placed a book in front of me and he asked me to read. And when I started reading, I was stammering, which is a problem that I still have, a stammering problem. But when I stammered, he actually started to hit me and yell at me. And he called me names and he said that I'm good for nothing and all of that. And that's when I realized that I'm not like all the other kids at school. Everybody can speak except me. And first grade all the way until last year of high school, I did not speak to anybody in school or even my own family. Because in my mind, I thought if I spoke, people would laugh at me or they would hit me or they're calling me names. So why even bother? I know I know a lot of people, they talk about their childhood friends. I've never had any childhood friends because I couldn't really speak to anybody. In my last year of high school, one of the students came up to me and he said to me that I'm a very smart student because I used to be, I'm one of the top students in the class. And he said, you're always smart and you always get the high grades, but I don't remember I have ever heard you, speak. I don't think we've ever even heard your voice. And I do remember that I took a piece of paper and I wrote on it, I can't speak. And he said, no, actually you can, because if you cannot speak, you'll be in special schools. But you're here with us, which means that you can't speak. Your problem is you're afraid of people. However, if you want, I can help you. I have the cure to your problem. Do you want to know what that is? I said, mm-hmm. And he said, in order for you to overcome any kind of fear, you need to face the ultimate form of that fear. And I didn't know what he meant, but he said that tomorrow morning, see, every morning in our schools, one of the students has to stand in front of the entire school and read the announcements for the entire day. So he said, tomorrow morning, ask the principal that you want to read the announcement in front of all the students. And I promise you, this will cure your problem. And actually, the thing is, when you're desperate and somebody hands you an idea, even though if the idea doesn't make any sense, the desperation within you will actually make you cling on to it. So I took one part of the idea and I asked the principal and he said, okay. And I had the announcement and I stood in front of the entire school and I thought, as soon as I open my mouth, this whole thing will go away. But when I started speaking, the stuttering came again. And everybody, I still remember to this day, 400 students were laughing at me. And during recess, I went to the same student and I said, are you happy now? You just saw what happened. And he said, look, success will not happen from the first time. And this is one of the things that a lot of people actually miss. You try something, it doesn't work, and you think, well, I guess it's not meant to be. Nobody is supposed to win from the first time, and you are supposed to fall once and twice and 10 times and 20 times. And he asked me to go back and try again. And every day I stood there and I spoke, and every day everybody laughed at me, but I noticed that the more that I spoke, the less I stuttered. And that's when I actually got hooked to speak in front of people. Not because I want the fame or the money. It was a way for me to kind of cure my stuttering.